I am Niels Bantilan. I'm the chief ML engineer at Union AI, and I take my coffee. I make an espresso every morning with some soy, basically a soy latte. So it's good. I think it's the sign of a boom in a space when you just try everything on it, and then in 3 to 5 years, we'll have like a much smaller set of things that turned out to be useful. DevOps, LLM, kind of generative DevOps is interesting, but as you point out, it's the risk there is like complacency almost. I mean, I think of Dune, right? Like the story of the thinking machines and how there is like this whole war kind of like between humans and machines, not in the Terminator sense, right? But it's like in the original books, it was about how we outsourced reasoning to these thinking machines. And that's why I'm not anti these new developments, but I think there's something to, things get normalized and we get lazy, and I will just accept a generated piece of code. Maybe not me, because like I'll look over it, but I can see myself if I use it enough and it's like accurate enough that like I'll just completely outsource my judgment to this thing. And even though like the creators of it are like, oh, always put your wheel on the car, right? So it's like always read your code, but that's not how humans work. And so yeah, it's a kind of a balance of, leveraging it for useful things and then design. Like, how are we designing these things so that we mitigate the risk in this case of, outsourcing judgment and reasoning?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically pushing it to the limit. Like, how much can I do this until it comes back and bites me in the ass?
Yep.
I'm going to keep accepting these suggestions until then, like, I just shipped that to prod and nobody caught that there was this huge vulnerability, or nobody noticed that, like, I crashed everything.
Yeah. And the thing that concerns me too is the way people are thinking these days. I'm sure this is not everyone, but like a thread that I've been seeing is like, oh, LLMs have introduced some new problems. Well, let's solve that with LLMs, right? So like, let's have a review bot. So let's have a bot that writes the code, and then we'll have another bot that's specially trained to review that code. But there's this infinite regress to,
sure.
Like, at the end of the day, you either have a kind of like a person behind the curtain, kind of like needing to vet these things, or you just completely let it run and see what happens. Which that's not. I don't see that being a pattern for serious companies anytime soon.
It's funny too. That idea just always reminds me of the exhibit meme. Like, yo, dog, I heard you like cars.
Yeah.
So we put a car in your car. It's like, I heard you like LLM. So we made an LLM that reviews your LLMs on your LLM.